Yo Rana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. Hope you guys are all doing well. Big day today, well, big-ish, in that we're going to play the Humpbacks. So actually we've not played any games since the last match against the Puka Puka Typhoons, because towards the end of the season there's like lots of bunching of fixtures up here, but then towards the end you get a couple a month. And that's partly to take into account the O-League schedule and the cup schedule, so the fact that we've got a Mutineer Trophy final. All the other regional cups will also have some cups there, and then there's the Inter-Island Cup that's potentially still going on. So for really successful teams, like we noticed with Humpbacks, some of these months fill up pretty quickly. So we've not had anything between that kind of 1st of January match and this match here. 1st of January, what am I about? 23rd of January. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it didn't take me long to get to this point. So yeah, we're against the Humpbacks. So we played them at this stage last season. So we played them in the final last season. If we look at the past winners, you can see they won it last season. We're just there with a little runner-up slot. They're still a really good team. So as I mentioned before, they're trying to challenge for their title. So they're second, 46, but they've got 2 games in hand. So them and the Eels probably are the ones who might be in pole position not long. So I think they've also qualified for the OCL as well. But they are in the Inter-Island Cup final. So I'm pretty sure they are in the OCL. Where would it say it now with this new... I would say it here, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm fairly certain they have. They're in the right position for it. They're really good, they're really strong, but we're in good form, so maybe we'll surprise them. Let's have a look. What are we going to do with this? Let's bring on Bon, put Lamb here. Stroud is injured, which is irritating. So we'll bring on Maggie. And that's about it, I guess. Bring on Teru for Stroud because he's injured. There we go. Fit, otherwise ready. Let's go into our second cup final with the Wings. We're playing at home, so we're playing on this horrible sand pitch. Oh, interesting. So first of all, we've got Wallace and Tamangara up front. Big man, small man. Both of them former Row 2 players. We've got Manuel, Spearling, Kerr and Minan. Manuel, Spearling and Kerr, or former Row 2 players. We've got Lamb, Muller, Maggie and Bon, with Lamb being a former Row 2 player. And then on our bench, if I remember correctly, Thomas is also a former player. Now you might notice here they've got these different colour schemes. I think this is because some of them have been called up from the under 23s, some haven't. So I'm pretty sure Adams... Yeah, under 23. So if they've got this orange bit here, they've got under 23 players in. So they've called up 4 under 23 players. So they're not treating us with the utmost respect. And actually, there's only a few players we'll recognise. So Florjanic and Twig are players who used to play for us. They don't have Janin up front. Obviously, Gerard's gone and left. We've got Tamangara. So Janin's not playing against us. I don't know if he's injured or something. Let's have a look. This episode's only going to have this filing. Let's let me do that. He's not injured, they're just not bothering with him. Andre is suspended. Beauvalet they've just not bothered with either. Dallowin they've not bothered with. They're playing McCormick, they've not got bothered with him. Yeah, he's on the short list. So basically they're treating us with massive, massive disrespect. Or they're, juggling their team because they've got more commitments than we do, and they want to win the title rather than this Mickey Mouse Regional Cup. High five? Was that? Well, we high five. That wasn't a handshake. Very informal. Tamangara the Giant. So, on one hand, seeing the fact they've disrespected us massively by putting us under 23 players in gives me a little bit of hope, but then the under 23s also played quite well against us in the past, and they're quite strong because they've got one of the better youth teams. So yeah, I think it's still going to be tense, but if we win, We then get to play in the Shield of Pride at the end of the season, which is another bit of silverware. Another boost to our rep. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my seat squeaking there. Another kind of boost to our reputation. A little bit of extra prize money, but not a vast amount. I mean, not enough to actually make it worth playing, really. But it all adds to the kind of success we're trying to build with the wings. And it would be nice to kind of play in it, because we'll probably play against some of the Premiership sides. And it'll be nice to see if we can sort of go toe-to-toe with them, even though it's just the start of the kind of off-season. So nothing's happened so far. It's even across the board there. Although we are picking up some bookings now. That was there any highlight? I don't think there was any highlight at all. Kind of works in our favour. Because then going to penalties might give us a chance. I'm feeling really nervous about this. Right, Bauman's shown us he can do it. Let's get play with the yellow card off. And Manuel's really good, but he's not done anything in that first half, other than pick up a yellow card. So if he was to repeat that, it'd be tricky for us. Oh, that's a good ball. Finally managed to pull off a save. Well, finally got a highlight for us to do something with. So I've been trying to read up around clear-cut chances, half chances, key passes, things like that. It's really difficult to work out how the game considers some of these. For example, a header tends not to be counted as a clear-cut chance or a half chance because headers are treated differently. So a chance is a shot, essentially, or a shooting situation. A key pass is any pass that basically leads to a good attacking situation, but doesn't either lead to a chance or a goal. So a key pass won't be an assist, and a key pass won't be one that leads directly to a chance. It's more like a second assist, but it might not be, because they might miss that chance, which makes it then really difficult to use as kind of stat. Right, 10 minutes left. What do I do? Don't really have much on the other than Ruiz and Chabert. I don't have many people. I want to. Chabert can hold his horses. No subs. There's only a few minutes left. Let's see if we need them in extra time. I'll push him back. Clearly, sun's out, and now the sand has become reflective. Wallace. Oh. Maybe I should have subbed Wallace. Wallace, you idiot. Absolute idiot. Two-footed lunge. I mean, I love a good two-footed lunge. I feel like a massive hypocrite. I really do love those kind of tackles. But it is 3 minutes, well, less than 3 minutes from the end of a 90 in a cup final. Fine, Tamagara can do it, he can lead the line. Should probably change him to a target man, shouldn't I? Okay, end of 90 minutes. Let's switch this up tactically. Let's try something a little bit different. Go target man support. Push these two up. And just go inside forwards. Actually, no, he's better as a winger. Both better as... Let's just do that. And anyone else? Let's bring on Mutineer for Spearling. This is the yellow card. That. Oh no, let's bring on Thomas for Lamb, because Lamb's tired and on a yellow card and actually in a defensive position. Assertive, dig in. Oh, sorry about how bright the pitch is. I thought I'd sorted this out. I think in FM20 when I redo this database, I'll get rid of sand pitches. Clay pitches, fine. Grass, 3G, fine. Sand really doesn't work. Yeah, Wallace is sending off has left us in the lurch. I think I'll probably bench Wallace for a little bit. I normally don't do that. You know, when you get that media item where it says, you know, is it best he sits out a few? It's like, well, normally I just say yes, it's probably best, and then put them straight back in. But actually, no. If we end up losing this now, because let's be honest, it's not been an entertaining match. It's been dull as dishwater. But we have taken them the distance. He says just before they almost score. Yeah, we have pushed them. And yeah, they might have under 23 players in. You can only play what's in front of you, and we've just about edged it. Right. Tamangara's going to take the first one. Kerr's going to take that one. Then Minan. And after that, it really doesn't matter because they're all terrible. I mean, they're terrible too, but different levels. Go on, Tam. There we go. Van's going nuts behind the goal. Put him off. Like, I don't really have much faith in my keeper being able to save anything. Hoping that someone on their side skies it. Kerr, cool enough. That's his composure coming through. It's actually one of the things I found during the DNA analysis I did that I mentioned in the last episode that I wrote about for Dictate the Game. That composure had no real impact on my strikers. Well, Minan squeaks that one through. Finishing was important, heading was important, but being composed really didn't seem to matter. It looked like he almost had that. This is where it gets dicey. No, he doesn't care. There you go, clap away. Twig's gonna bottle it. Can feel it in my bones. There we go. Just something about him. Straight at the keeper. Keeper didn't have to move. There we go. Oh, Bon. Yeah, I don't have any faith in Bon. Bon's also going to bottle it. Just both right backs. Both straight at the keeper. Called both of them. Some witchcraft going on. I think that was maybe our one opening. Oh, there we go. Come on, Bowman. Yep, there we go. So this video is just going to be me going, yep, there we go, over and over again as these penalties go in. Currently 5-4. Sorry. Currently 5-4. Ben. Oh no. This is it, isn't it? This is where it all goes wrong. Push them all this distance. Come on, Charpentier here. You've got it. You've got it in you. You can save this. You can do it. No, he couldn't do it, could he? At least he guessed the right direction. That's gutting. Lost on penalties. Yeah, ultimately a meaningless match. But it means we're not going to go to the Shield of Pride tournament at the end of the season. It means that our rep's not quite as high as it could be. Missed that opportunity. But we did give them a good kind of fight in that we took them that far. did ourselves no favours with getting someone sent off, but ultimately the match was still pretty even. And there we go. We'll end it here with our kind of loss against the Humpbacks. They had another one, another Mutineer Trophy win. So there we go. Only 4 years in the trot. 2 of them were us. Class. Next year then. We've been in 2 finals. Maybe next year is the final where we break them. Although I imagine next year they might not use under 23 players against us. But whatever. Thanks very much for watching. We'll come back for the next episode very soon. Thanks again.